No, when people, what I got from that is he's a hater. If you don't know me as a person, let's say you don't like me, you don't know me, you feel me? And I don't give a fuck him. Everybody in the Queen will, win. Fuck.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great.
Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Gervonta Tank Davis set social media on fire after Crawford's historic win over Canelo Alvarez. Instead of applauding the achievement, Davis jumped on X to claim he could beat Crawford himself, boldly saying, "I'll swing on him for real." He doubled down, vowing to train harder, demanding respect, and insisting that a victory over Crawford would cement his own place among boxing's elite. But Davis's remarks have sparked backlash. Many analysts argue that even if he didn't want to heap praise on Crawford, dismissing one of the most remarkable victories in modern boxing was out of line. Crawford achieved what few believed possible, moving up 2 divisions and decisively beating Canelo Alvarez. To belittle that accomplishment, critics say, is not just disrespectful, but unworthy of a fellow fighter.
It dominated a first ballot Hall of Famer, a 4-division champion, a 2-time undisputed super middleweight, and was the reigning undisputed 168-pound super middleweight world champion. Superstar boxer, Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is now 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout. And Gervonta Tank Davis, I'm not even going to read off his accolades, because what he did is just nasty work. And this is your king that y'all be praising. Gervonta Tank Davis, instead of applauding the accomplishments, just tip your hat. Just tip your hat. Hey, salute. And if you don't want to salute him, guess what? Just don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. If you don't want to salute that man, just don't say nothing. Right? And so, Gervonta Tank Davis takes to social media because the boxing world is praising Terence Crawford for what he did. After Gervonta Tank Davis, when the fight was announced and when Terence Crawford was saying he wanted to go up from 154 to 168, Gervonta Tank Davis said he was doing it for the money, not for the legacy.
Long before this latest controversy, Crawford had already been blunt about Gervonta Davis. He openly said he doesn't view Davis as the kind of fighter willing to risk it all against elite opponents. Instead, he labeled him more of a talker who steers clear of the toughest challenges. Crawford even went further, admitting he simply doesn't like Davis, meaning if the two ever met in the ring, it wouldn't just be business. It would be personal.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah,
but like his core personality and his ways, nah.
Bill Haney, father and trainer of Devin Haney, didn't hold back when addressing Davis's comments. He flat out dismissed the idea that Tank could ever replicate what Crawford accomplished. Haney said Davis needs to stop trolling bigger fighters and focus on his own division. In his view, Tank belongs at 147 pounds, not chasing attention by calling out champions in weight classes where he has no business. To Haney, Davis's outburst was nothing more than a cheap publicity stunt.
Saying he'd knock out Terence in 6 rounds. You think he was playing, trolling, what? Selling tickets to his new fight?
Was that like his tweets? Like he's
Nah, he said it
on video.
Huh?
He said audio. He said it. He's like, if I tap that chin, you know he chinny.
Listen, Terence has already hired us for any of the little guys. Anybody 130, 26, 30, 35, you know, Gary Russell, Tank Davis, you cannot go to get to Terence Crawford without going through us. Rolly Romero, leave Earl Spence alone. You see what I'm saying? You come over here and you get that ass stepped into. You know what I mean? Leave them big guys alone. Stop trolling them, right? They're best 147 pounders in the world, and they're the best 140 pounders for a reason.
Trainer Greg Hackett spoke with passion about Terence Crawford's stunning victory over Canelo Alvarez, calling it one of the most important achievements in modern boxing. He argued that Crawford has nothing left to prove after doing what no fighter had accomplished in generations. Hackett reminded fans that not since the days of Bob Fitzsimmons and Henry Armstrong had anyone climbed through weight classes and dominated a superstar the way Crawford dismantled Canelo. What made it historic, Hackett stressed, wasn't a close decision or a lucky punch, it was a clinical, undeniable performance that left no question about who was the superior fighter. For Hackett, that night confirmed Crawford's place among the all-time greats, a legend in his own right. He added that critics should stop demanding explanations or questioning Crawford's legacy, because the record speaks louder than words. In Hackett's eyes, Crawford has silenced every doubt and earned the right to enjoy his success. His triumph, Hackett concluded, was nothing less than the definition of greatness.
Them all at the same time. Legendary shit. He goes in there and beats arguably the best fighter or one of the best fighters of his era.
Yeah.
Regardless of weight class.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the performance?
The performance was like clean. Like it was real. It was times where it was close calls. Like it looked like Canelo might, like damn, Canelo might get him right here. You know what I mean? Bud found a way out, slip up out of there. He was working behind his jab real good, footwork real good, you know, setting the pace. He was creating what I like to call spider web in there. You know what I'm saying? That's basically setting traps with your movement. The part I didn't expect was for Canelo to really approach Bud like Bud, you know, like he was just gonna punch on Bud. He was looking. What I mean by that is Canelo, when he would hit Bud to his hips or like on the shoulder, because I seen him do it a few times. He was like, Canelo was like looking for those results that he usually get when he do those things. And I was like, I can't believe he looking at Bud like that. Like he's really trying to play Bud. I mean, on the low. He know Bud can fight, but it was like, I'm gonna hit, all right, when I hit you on your hips, you gonna act right. I mean, when I hit you on your shoulders, you gonna act right. And you could tell Canelo's been spoiled over the years. Canelo's gotten better, a lot better. And Canelo is a legend for sure. But you could tell he's imposed his will on a lot of guys and won off of his poker face alone. You know what I mean? Along with the punishing shots.
Although Terence Crawford has openly expressed his dislike for Gervonta Tank Davis, he hasn't ruled out the possibility of meeting him in the ring. Crawford has made it clear, if Davis is serious, he needs to step up to 147 pounds where the fight can happen on fair terms. For Crawford, such a bout would do more than silence Tank's constant trash talk. It would give him another chance to showcase his superiority against a high-profile opponent. But the decision, he insists, is entirely on Davis. If Tank truly believes he can win, then he must take the risk and prove it in the ring instead of relying on bold statements outside of it. Crawford's stance reflects the confidence of a fighter who welcomes challenges, fully aware that even at 147, the odds would remain firmly in his favor.
Gervonta Davis speaking about you. Is that ever a possible fight?
Yeah, if he want to dare to be great, he can be like all the other fighters that's moving up 2 weight classes and, you know, daring to be great.
You would fight him,
man. Tell him to come up there.
He got to come to win 54.
He said I got a glass chin, so tell him to come and touch it.
Ooh. Wow, man. Gervonta said you got a glass.
He said I got a glass chin. Tell him to come and touch it.
At 147?
At 147. I'll make 147 for him.
Ooh, see, oh man,
He gonna have a pre-camp.
Then what the people gonna say? Oh, he's beating up on little guys.
DJ Rom, a respected voice in boxing commentary, praised Terence Crawford not simply as a great fighter, but as a rare talent who can do absolutely everything at the highest level. In Rom's view, Crawford's true strength lies in his adaptability, no matter the style across the ring. Heavy punchers, slick counterpunchers, relentless pressure fighters, Crawford finds a way to dismantle them all. What sets him apart, Rom explained, is the seamless blend of offense and defense, the ability to switch gears without warning and force opponents into constant hesitation. He called Crawford a once-in-a-generation athlete, with distance, timing, and angles mastered to a degree that turns every fight into something more than competition. For Rom, watching Crawford is like witnessing an artist at work. Each adjustment is a brushstroke, each round a canvas where strategy becomes masterpiece. More than a champion, Crawford is a problem solver, breaking down challenges piece by piece until nothing remains. Rom concluded that this consistent dominance, regardless of circumstance, is why Crawford's legacy will stand unmatched for years to come.
Clearly, outboxed him like I said he would. You know, Bud is special, man. He can adapt. He can make adjustments. There's nothing he can't do. I was a little worried because in the beginning, when the fight was announced, because of Canelo's power, Bud coming up, they're like, oh, he come up 2 weight classes. I consider it, he came up 3. He only had one fight at 154.
Yeah, one fight at 54.
Yeah, right.
So I feel like it's 3 weight classes in 2 fights.
Right.
Yeah.
So with that right there, that was a big thing because Canelo is strong. Canelo does hit hard. He got power, and he's comfortable at 168. You understand what I'm saying? He's more comfortable. I didn't know if the weight was going to do something to Bud, but I know there was ways that he could outbox him easily. And he did it. Towards the closer to the fight date, I changed my stance on it and leaned more to Bud, which was a good thing because my prediction was right yesterday. On it, and he just outboxed him, outclassed him. He showed people. And I think he still followed a bit of the Mayweather blueprint. You know, Canelo has to plant his feet all the time to throw off his powers, let off his power shots. He has to just make that quick stop. It's real quick, like a millisecond. But that's all Bud needs to move out the way. Bud sets him up to get a reaction. By the time Canelo goes to throw that punch, Bud slips to the side and catches him that way. Bah, bah. It's too late. I mean, for Canelo to his planning of the feet to throw his power punches. If more people figure that out and really take that into consideration in their training camps, I think he would have more losses. But a lot of them fear the power.
Even after achieving something so rare, analysts noted that many fans and commentators were still hesitant to give Terence Crawford full credit. Some argued that this reluctance stemmed from favoritism toward Canelo Alvarez, who has long enjoyed widespread admiration, particularly in Mexico. At the same time, Crawford, as an African-American fighter, has often faced a different level of scrutiny and bias. To critics, the reaction to his victory wasn't just about boxing. It reflected deeper issues of popularity, race, and perception within the sport.
Perception in the sport.
Especially enough for a guy to come 2 to 3 weight divisions lower. Well, so you would be asking a guy to literally just stand there like this new slap exercise. Slap me and I slap you. That's not boxing. And that's extremely sour grapes. And my advice to you is this. Although most times people will stay on cold, there's exceptions to the rule where people will say, I'm not going that far. You know what I mean? Like by our administration right now that's governing the new Russia. They do a lot of illegal things on a daily. But this pedophilia, some people are saying, no, I'm jumping off the boat on this one. I'm going to go with protecting the kids. I mean, I'll go with you with a lot of stuff, but protecting the kids is kind of important to me. Should be, right? It should be, level. So it should be, where you just you don't go a certain length, right? It should be borders. So to say, okay, I don't go past that line. And the line should be pedophilia. Or a line should be no objectivity at all in the world of boxing. You saw a great performance, and Canelo just lost, right? This guy is just a better fighter. right? If he can come up from that weight division and stand in the pocket most of the time, and still win. If you are saying that you don't want Canelo to be able to cut the ring off with this guy that didn't really run at all, then you're basically saying, well, listen, let's just stand and slug. And that's brawling, right? That has nothing to do with boxing. And so people are going to jump off that. And here's something else that's going to happen to you people right now with sour grapes and are racists running around just saying ridiculousness, right? Because you...
Rising star Hamza Shiraz praised Terence Crawford, calling him a mean machine inside the ring. Shiraz highlighted how Crawford has never struggled to handle opponents, always finding a way to win regardless of the challenge. His comments reflected the deep respect younger fighters have for Crawford, recognizing him as a standard of excellence in the sport. For Shiraz, Crawford's performance against Canelo only reinforced what he already believed, that Crawford is operating on a level very few fighters in history can match.
Said it about himself in the post-fight press conference yesterday. He goes, my mind wants to do it, he goes, my body can't. Doesn't mean he's totally shot. He's not totally shot. He's still a great fighter, and someone I could definitely see myself in the ring with pretty soon.
And beating?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been kind of nice for him to get the win and then me to fight him and then potentially have beaten him. But yeah, God has a different plan.
Look, it still could be Canelo. I don't know when. The plan's obviously a little bit ruined. But do you believe you'd stop Canelo Alvarez, Hamza?
Do I believe I'd stop him? I believe I've got a good chance of doing so.
Crawford's longtime trainer, Brian Bomac McIntyre, offered insight into what might come next. He made it clear that Crawford is unlikely to pursue a fight with David Benavidez. Instead, McIntyre suggested Crawford may choose to step back, even vacate titles, and simply enjoy some well-earned rest rather than force himself into unnecessary challenges. Bomac's comments underscored an important point: Crawford has earned the right to make decisions on his own terms. With nothing left to prove, he can now prioritize his legacy and personal goals over the demands of critics.
Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford.
No, man. No, we ain't doing that fight.
Maybe planning on vacating the belts?
No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Honest?
Absolutely. And he don't want none.
154? No. So what does this performance prove about the end of sparring? You guys were largely
I told you it don't make no difference. Didn't I say it? I said that don't mean shit. I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
I said that, didn't I?
Yeah.
In one of those interviews, I said that. Don't mean shit, because he's no Bud Crawford. I'm not taking nothing from innocence, Bozy, them over there, them my God.
Legendary heavyweight Evander Holyfield also shared his thoughts on Crawford's win. He called the performance exceptional, pointing to Crawford's timing, footwork, and ring IQ as the qualities that set him apart. Holyfield noted that Crawford didn't just win, he showcased a level of mastery that separates the greats from ordinary champions. Coming from a legend of Holyfield's stature, this praise carries real weight, reminding fans that Crawford's victory over Canelo wasn't just about the result, but about the artistry of boxing at its highest level.
For Canelo.
It was super.
Super.
Because the thing is that when you got both of the guys are good.
Right.
I just think that when you have two guys, the smaller guy is a guy that don't have the punching power, but he has the skills that's necessary.
Crawford.
Yeah.
So you were very impressed with his performance? You said?
Well, yeah. The point of the matter is, I knew if it came down to if somebody got knocked out, I thought Crawford would probably get knocked out.
Yeah.
But I know about boxing.
Holyfield noted that Crawford didn't just win, he showcased a level of mastery that separates the greats from ordinary champions. Coming from a legend of Holyfield